High schoolers, level up your brain. Pdtv maths. Sessions every Saturday. Algebra, fractions, equations, functions. All made simple. All made fun. So you all jump on the bus. Let's go to where your future is bright. Matter what we say, matter what we need. No game, no gimmicks, just knowledge we are defend. What not draw TV, matter we love. Pdtv maths every Saturday. Pdtv maths, come learn the right
Good day, guys. Testing. Let me know if my audio is okay, guys. All right. Let's go again. Good. So we have 9 people watching. Good day, guys. Thanks for joining us here. I hope everyone is doing well. So I just want us to type in the chat where you're joining from. All right, so your name and where you're joining from. So if it's Jamaica or it's overseas, please type that in the chat so I can know where you guys are joining from. All right, guys, the link was also pinned in the YouTube chat as well. Let's hope it works this time because we've been trying to get that Google Meet link to function, but I don't know if it's a backend error. All right, guys, so type in the chat where you're joining from. And guys, in terms of the engagement is super important. All right, good afternoon. Paulette is here. All right, /edits, /tick edits is here. Come on, some very strange names today. Guys, so the engagement is super important. That's one of the things that gives me an indication if you guys are following or if you are distracted. So we got 14 people here. Let's type in the chat, guys. Let's get some emojis to warm up the class before we start. So guys, 14 people watching. Winsome, good afternoon. Paulette, St. Mary, Western St. Mary. Thanks for having you guys here. So bless up. All right, Pumpkin, respect. Guys, let's put some emojis in the chat right now, please, and thanks to kind of warm things up a little bit. So let's get some emojis in. All right, let's go. Let's see those emojis. See if you guys are excited to complete what we have started Saturday and also to move forward in another level of algebra. All right, let's go. Send up all the thanks. All right, Mr. The Excitement, Rosalie. Bless up yourself. You're here. That's good. All right, who they again? Yeah, man, that's someone today. They chat pretty and full of emojis, guys. Remember, the emojis are free. So it takes nothing to put some emojis in the text box where Mr. Thompson actually knows so you guys are here and you are supporting the class. Because to be teaching for 1 hour, guys, without any engagement, it's not an easy thing to do. So we can do it, but we need the students them to at least be a part of it. All right, Saint and bless up yourself, win some from Saint and all right, bless up. All right, so we're gonna kick things off right now. So on screen we are actually finishing up the last two. So what's on screen now is what we started last week, right? So we had learned how to expand the double brackets and we had number 4 and number 5 left to complete. So that's what we have on screen currently. So we're gonna finish number 4 and 5 and also do a general recap of the method that we're using. And then we're gonna move on into, all right. So CSEC papers, so I have, all right. I'm gonna type my Instagram in our chat right now. And Instagram is a massive CSEC platform. And I have a free CSEC past paper resource there on Instagram. So this is my math handle on Instagram. All right, so I'm gonna type it in the chat right now. So it is the math professor. All right, so that's the handle on TikTok. So person who is asking for the past paper, tons of math material, and I have a free CSEC past paper pack. So just let me know if you're on Instagram, yes or no, and we'll help you get yourself situated. All right, so currently on screen we have 2 problems. So these are the 2 final problems from the previous lesson. So what this is basically saying, I'm gonna write a bigger generalization for this. Let's say we have 2 set of brackets, right? Let's say we have this right here. So this is just an example of what's gonna happen. And we have, in the brackets, we have A plus B, then C plus D. So the method here that we're gonna be exploring is called the FOIL method. So FOIL, right? So F stands for first, all right? For first, O stands for inner, O stands for outer. That was a genuine error. You know how we make the mistake them sometime. O stands for outer, I stands for inner, and L stands for last. I'm going to show you how this method is implemented on this type of problems. All right. So first, we're going to look at the first component of the problem. So, right. So first means that we're going to multiply the first terms. So the first terms in each bracket. So these are the first term right here. So A is the first term in this set of parentheses, and C is the first term in this one. So we're going to multiply those first, and that's going to be A times C. All right, don't miss it. So now we're going to move to the outer. All right. Let's see. All right. Guys, put your stuff in the chat. Let me see it. Let me see. I can mix this one. So we had to switch this around like this. All right. So we're gonna focus on the inner, no, the outer components right now. So if you look at the A right here, and you look at the D, these are the most outer values that are in our parentheses. So in this case, we're going to multiply. So the plus sign comes on here, and we're going to do the outer, which is going to be A times D. All right, A times D. So now comes the inner, guys. The inner means the 2 terms that are in the inner portion of the 2 sets of parentheses. So these are B and C. So this is going to be B times C for inner. And then for the last, it means the two terms that are last in each parentheses, which is going to be the B and the D. So that is going to be plus B times D. All right, so all the letters seem a little bit confusing, but you're going to see how things play out in the problems. So all we're going to do is just multiply these in the numeric representation. So A times C would give us AC, plus A times D would give us AD, like this, plus B times C is BC, plus B times D, BD. Yeah, guys, the letters look a little bit confusing, but I want you guys to know where this is coming from. So we're implementing the FOIL method, and we're going to go and use those in some actual problems. All right, so let's clean this off, and we're going to use it right now to solve these two. So we're going to first, guys, please also put your comments or your questions in the chat so I can know what you guys need to be attended to. And we move on. All right, so I'm going to put the thing up here. FOIL, first, outer, inner, last. All right, so our first terms in each parentheses are Y and Y. All right, so let's put this down. So Y and Y, those are the first. So this is going to be equal to Y times Y. So that's the first. All right. Now the outer, the farthest ones apart will be Y and 7. So that is going to be plus, we can say Y times 7, or we can say 7 times Y, it doesn't matter. It's going to give you the same answer. But we're going to put Y times 7 and then simplify it after. Plus our I stands for inner. The inner means the two most inner terms. So that is 2 times Y. And then the last means the last term in each set of parentheses, which will be 2 and 7. Plus 2 times 7. So once we have them as these products, all we have to do is to simplify. Simplify each. So now this is going to be Y times Y. So I want somebody to type in the chat, what is Y multiplied by Y? Y times Y gives us what? Somebody type in the chat. Y times Y gives us what? Let's go, guys. What is Y times Y? If you don't know, me have to use this as a teachable moment to kind of clear up some prerequisite skill. Let's go, guys. What is Y times Y? Put it in the chat. Right, so Y times Y. I see that, Rosalie. Okay, Y square. Perfect. But, all right, Y square. No. I'm going to pause right here, so, and do a little experiment. So let's say we have the Janet, bless up yourself. Guys, we're going to do a little experiment. Or let's say we have Y times Y right here. So this Y times Y is the same thing as this, Y times Y. And it's the same thing as this again, Y parentheses Y right here. So all these three are saying multiplication. All right, so I just want you guys to get that soaked in. So let's look at the first one, Y times Y. All right, so whenever whenever you're multiplying two Y's, remember there is a power of 1 at the top. So a Y that is standing by itself has a power of 1 at the top right side. So what's going to happen now is this is going to be equal to y. So if the bases are the same, y times y, we're going to keep the base, and then we're going to add the powers. 1 plus 1. So that is why y times y gives us y squared. So y, and then the 1 times 1 at the top, that gives us 2. So that is why y times y gives us y squared. So for the persons who are unsure as to what y times y is, that's what we have. And the same principle applies for any other variable. So if you have x, if you have a, b, c, d, all the way to z, once a letter is multiplying itself, it is equal to that letter square. All right, guys, hope you get that down. So let's finish this up. All right, so boom. So now we got our y squared, so we're gonna have plus, then y times 7, that is 7y plus 2y here, plus 2 times 7, 14. And we have one final step to simplify our like term. So y squared comes back here, and if you notice the 7y and the 2y, 7y and 2y are like terms because they both are in terms of y. So what's going to happen to 7y and 2y? Those can be added because they are like terms. So 7 plus 2, that is 9, and our y comes here, plus 14. So that's how we expand and simplify this type of problem. Guys, so we don't have to rush into this question. I just want you guys to are perfect. Pumpkin 9y. So we're not rushing into this question. I just want you guys to get the basic and fundamental concepts of what is being taught, because that's what is more important. So we're not rushing to any answer. If we can master 1 or 2 topics today, that's a lot of math to be learned in 1 hour. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions, please and thanks. Guys, go on sending the emojis them, some sister on the guys. They're here on active and interested in what's happening. All right, so who wants to tell me what I'm gonna write for this one? So we're on number 5. Guys, remember we did 1 to 3 last week. So I'm now on number 5. Who wants to type and tell me what will be my starting answer for number 5? Let me know, guys. I'm gonna pause here a little bit. What's my starting answer for number 5? What am I gonna multiply first? Guys, I know you know the answer, but some of you guys probably shy or you're taking your time. What am I gonna multiply first for number 5? Guys, remember our rule. I think I can expand this a little bit more. Keep me expand this a little bit. Yeah, you guys see it better. Yeah, let's go. Back again, guys. So I expanded the font size. What am I going to multiply first on number 5? All right, so you guys are taking your time, taking a sweet little time. So let's start. Eraser. All right, equal. So I'm going to use arrows to illustrate the multiplication. So we're starting with the P. So the P will multiply this first P right here. That's for the first term. And then the same P is going to multiply the 2 over here. So the arrows are being used to illustrate the multiplication. So let's do the first set of multiplication. So this is going to be equal to, so P times P, so that's the first one, P times P. All right, so P times P plus P times 2 as the second term. So that is P times 2. All right, and once we are now done with the first set of multiplication, we're going to move to the 5. So this multiplication will be 5 times P and then 5 times 2. So if you notice, we're multiplying each term in the second parentheses by each term in the first parentheses. Let's finish this up. So now it's onto the 5. So that's going to be plus 5 times P, like this, plus 5 times 2. And all we do from here, guys, is simplify. So the same thing that we did earlier in terms of y times y gave us y squared. The same thing occurs for the p times p. So p times p gives us p squared plus p times 2, that is 2p, plus 5 times p, that gives us 5p, plus 5 times 2, 10. All right, so all we have to do is simplify our answer right here. So p squared plus 2p plus 5p, that is 7p plus 10. Guys, let me know if you're following. Let me know if you have any questions. Type in the chat so that we can know what's going on. All right. But if not, we're going to keep it moving because that's how we do it. Come prepared for all the interactions, but at the same time, if students decide not to interact, then we have the utility just the same to move forward and cover the entire time. That's how we do it. All right, guys. But let me know how it's going. Pumpkin, Janet, let me know if you guys understand what we just covered. Who else is here? Rosalie, let me know if you're still here or you went off to chill. But nevertheless, guys, that would have been the FOIL method for distributive property. All right. Thank you, Pumpkin. Thank you, Janet. Perfect. Let's move on. All right. So what we just did earlier, it's kind of similar to what we have on screen currently. However, we're now looking on only one parentheses. And I'm going to do the example that you guys see it. All right. Let's expand this a little bit more. So anybody with glasses, I don't know if this squint to the eye, if you see, and I can't see it. Boom. And remember, guys, the person who was asking about the CSEC past paper, if you're on Instagram, just check me out on Instagram and then you'll get all that material. Because that's where it is, guys. So let's see now. Let's expand this again. All right, guys. So this now requires some focus right now. All right. So what's going to happen for each of these questions here? We're going to multiply each term inside the parentheses by the term on the outside. All right, so outside we have 3x squared, and inside we have 2x minus 5y. So let's get down to some business now, guys. So I'm going to let you follow the arrows for the multiplication. So everything that is out here, the 3x squared, is going to multiply the 2x first. Guys, if you miss this, you're sleeping. Equal. Right, so 3x squared right here. So 3x squared is gonna multiply our 2x like this. All right, so once we are done with the first term's multiplication, we're going to do the same thing with the 5y. Now let me use the same color. You guys need the consistency to know what's going on. All right, so right here. And this is gonna be so our sign returns, guys. So please remember, the minus sign that is at the top, we're gonna bring it down right here. So I'm gonna put this sign in black. Then I'm gonna do the multiplication with blue. So now that is gonna be the same 3x squared multiplied by 5y here. All right. So I want you to focus on two separate things now. There are numbers on the x terms. Look at this. So we have 3 right here. And we have 2 right here. All right. And then in terms of x, we have x squared. And then we have x right here. So what I want you to do is to focus only on the numbers that are in green. Don't look at the x as yet. Focus only on the numbers that are in green. So that's going to be 3 and 2. So 3 times 2, that gives us 6. So now that we're done with the numbers, let me erase this. Oops. Now let me write that back. All right, so now that we're done with the numbers, so this would have been 3. We're going to move on to the x's. All right, so let me just put this back. So we did the 3 times 2 already, and we got 6. So now let's look at the x's. So the same thing that I was saying earlier in the multiplication. So let's look on the x's. So we have x squared times x. Remember, if there is an x standing by itself, it means that it has a power of 1. Don't forget that. All right, so now this is going to be equal to, we're going to keep the x like this. And then we're going to add the powers. So we're going to say 2 plus 1. All right, so our answer for that is going to be x cubed. All right, so what we did here was multiply the x squared and the x that are in yellow. So it means that our answer here is going to be x cubed. And then we can erase all of this. But what I'm erasing now is just mental math. So whenever a student understand the concept, they don't have to write out everything like that. All right, let's finish this up now. And then the minus comes back here. And we're now on 3x squared times 5y. So if you focus on the numbers only, that is going to be 15. 3 times 5, 15. But if you look on the variables, we have a variable in x and one in y. So let's highlight the variables. We have x squared and we have y. Those are unlike terms, so they cannot be multiplied like that. So now we just need to write them as they are. So this is going to be x squared y. Guys, let me know if you have any questions, please and thanks. Let me know if you have any question about the first solution for this, or if you have any few further questions about anything else regarding to the problem that we're doing. Guys, if you learn the distributive property in 1 hour, that's a lot of math, because the distributive property spans across a wide range of mathematical principles that are very important. So if you learn the distributive property right now, all right, so because, all right, no problem. If you learn the distributive property right now, you actually learn a whole heap of other maths same time. All right, guys, let's move on to number 2. What will be our first multiplication for number 2? Anybody who wants to respond? Our first multiplication for number 2 is going to be what? If we follow the first procedure that we did, what will be our multiplication process for number 2? All right, okay, perfect. 6x to the third, perfect, Chrissy. 15x square y, nice, you guys. Great. Yeah, man, so that's what's up. So now let's check out number 2. So if you notice, we have a negative sign on the 4a. And normally when students see negative signs on terms or numbers, they tend to panic and want to run away from the math. All right, let's check out what Chrissy is saying. So now Chrissy is saying negative 4a times 3a squared. And that's absolutely correct. Because if you should look at the first set of multiplication that we're going to do is the negative 4a combined with the 3a squared. So we're going to put that here. All right, so this is equal to negative 4a. I'm going to use about the blue. So let's go again. So equal negative 4a multiply. Yes, guys, that also means multiplication. So multiplication is not only this, right? A dot that is halfway up is multiplication as well. Remember, the dot has to be halfway up. If the dot is on the ground, it is a decimal. So let's go. So now the 3a square comes here. All right. Let me see how you guys are going to treat the other part now. So negative 4a. So look at this now, guys. You have to be very careful about this part. We had a plus right here, so we're going to bring down the plus sign. But what we're going to do, we're going to put the negative in parentheses, just so you don't mix up. Minus 4a. My a look like a 9. All right. Minus 4a times 2b. Let me put this right here. So, yeah. So let's simplify now. Yeah, what's going to be our answer? So 4a times 3a squared is going to give us what? Annette Francis, bless up yourself. So now the 4 times 3. Remember, guys, let's focus on our numbers first. So negative 4 times a positive 3 will give us a negative 12. All right, and remember that a has a power of 1 beside it to the top right side. Remember, guys, any letter standing by itself has a power of 1. So now a to the first times a squared is going to be a cube, because we kept the a and we added the powers. All right, so let me fix that a. My a them sometimes look like the number 9. I mean, how does that dry stick too long? All right, so now look at this now, guys. If you have a, here's a different color. If you have positive and negative beside each other in terms of the signs, it's going to automatically change to a negative sign. All right, so this is going to be negative. So we have the plus and the minus here. So it's going to change to negative. And that's going to be 4a times 2b. So 4 times 2, that is 8. And a times b is ab. Guys, let me know if you're getting the hang of this right now. So let me see the emojis in the chat. So if you're learning, type the word learning in the chat right now so I can know what's up. Yeah, I know there's probably a delay in the comments, but we'll get it either way. So if you're learning, type the word learning in the chat, please and thanks. Let me know how it's going. Who wanna start number 3? I wanna start number 3. Let's go for number 3. Guys, and we know it's still summer and the brain them kind of still cool, but you have to push through. Yes, so that's why our numbers look so. You say it's summertime now and Pitney. I have no time for no work right now. Let me get some more space. I don't need that much space for this. Yeah, guys, how are we gonna start number 3? Which bright Pitney in the chat want to tell us how to start number 3? Perfect. Pumpkin, you're learning. Rosalie, big up yourself, Pumpkin. No, I learn. Yeah, man. If we get at least one Pitney to learn, one student to learn, that would have been an accomplishment. Guys, distributive property. So I'm seeing 5x times 2x squared. Perfect, guys. I use repetition to reinforce the information. All right, so same thing, equal to 5x times 2x squared. So that goes here. 5x times 2x squared. All right, minus, let me see if nobody's sending the second part already. All right, so same procedure as what Pumpkin said. So 5x times 3xy. So now this is equal to, remember guys, focus on the numbers first. 5 times 2, 10. Then remember the same concept that we have been reinforcing when it comes down to the x's. X to the first power times x squared. Nice. Is going to give us x cubed. All right, minus, focusing on our numbers only. 5 times 3, that is 15. Then x times x, that's going to give us x squared. And then our y comes back here. All right, guys, guess what? This is because I know that you guys have mastered this concept. I'm going to skip number 4 and number 5. All right, 10x to the third power. That's great. That's for the first term. And then for the second term, 15x squared y. So because I realize that you guys have mastered this concept, what I'm going to do is to move past number 4 and 5. Because number 4 and 5 are basically the same as what we covered in the previous problems. So I'm going to skip to a different level in algebra. All right, so I'm going to skip past this. We'll stay right here. Let me see. 1 step. So these are 1-step solutions. These are 2 steps. This is more advanced stuff. All right. So let's start with the 1-step, guys. I know we start from basic and we move our way up the levels until the concept is mastered. Yeah, guys, you have to bridge the gap between the basic concept and the advanced concept. I'm not going to throw you guys out into the deep and expect you guys to swim. We're going to build it up and we're going to start with the 1-step right now. So let's go. All right, so basically, linear equations, whenever you're asked to solve each linear equation for x. So solving for x means that there is a value of x right here. So there is an unknown value that whenever it is added to 7, it's going to give you 15. So right off the bat, guys, if I should ask you guys, what number can I add to 7 to give 15? Most of you guys would probably be able to tell me what that number is. Right? Some might know it faster, some might take a bit longer. All right, so what number can we add to 7 to give us 15? So the x with the question mark above, all right? So many people plug answers already. The x with the question mark above is an unknown number. So when the questions get complicated and you cannot look at it immediately and know what the answer is, there is a way how to do it. So in order to get the x by itself, we need to move the 7. But if it's a plus 7, we have to minus 7 from both sides. Keep the equation balanced. So what's going to happen is x is going to return like this, and then 7 minus 7, that is 0. But you don't have to write the 0, you can leave it blank. Equal 15 minus 7 gives us 8. So it means that the solution for x is 8, because if you add 8 plus 7, you're going to get 15, which is what we have here originally. All right, guys. So I see Pumpkin plug in the answer in already. That's fine. That's how we do it. So we're going to explore the 4 basic math operators with examples. So the first problem had a plus, but now this one has a minus in it. All right, this is multiplication, and this one is division. So what these 3 problems will actually teach you is to how to implement the opposite operation to solve our problems. So where we had the plus 7, you might notice that we subtracted 7 from both sides. So we did the opposite of the plus. So now where we have x minus 9, it means that there is a number that whenever you subtract 9 from that unknown number, the result is 8. Now, if it's simple, you can look at it and know immediately what it is. But if it's more complicated, there's a way how to do it. And if this is the way, if you have a minus 9, you're going to add 9. Opposite operation. You're going to add 9 to both sides. And we do it to both sides to keep the equation balanced. So we're going to have our x, our 9s will cancel, and then this is going to be equal to 8 plus 9. That gives us a 17. All right, if my brain serve me right. Yeah, man, that gives us a 17. All right, so 17 is that number. All right, guys. So these 4 problems are just designed to bring out the basic concept until we move on to the higher order type questions. All right, so if number 3, where I have 3x equals 20. All right, so we got our 17 already. We have 3x equals 20. It means that there is a number that you multiply by 3. Sorry, I'm saying 20, 21. That you multiply by 3, and that's going to give us 21. All right, so what you have to do is notice that we are multiplying our 3 and our x. So somebody type in the comment, what is the opposite of multiplication? What's the opposite of multiplication? Anybody wants to type? As this part is just basic concept reinforcement and baseline stuff. All right. So the opposite for multiplication is division. So we divide both sides by 3 like this. So what's going to happen now is these 3's will cancel. So we're going to have x equal 21 divided by 3. That gives us a 7. So if it seems a little bit too simple for some people, that's just how I teach. I start out basic and I move on to more complex material. And at that stage, the persons were saying, "Oh, sir, that is so easy." We start to hear less and less of those people as we move along into more complex levels. So let's look at number 4. All right, so I said the division Corinthian, I see it. All right, so now the x is being divided by 4. So the opposite of division is multiplication. So what we're going to do is multiply each side by 4 to keep the equation balanced. So what's going to happen now is these 4's will cancel, and we're going to have x equal 6 times 4. That gives us 24. So it means that x value at the top is 24. Because if you divide 24 by 4, our answer is going to be 6. Let me get some feedback, guys. Keep the same speed. Yes, Pumpkin. We're not rush it because it's not about fast pace and show off like, say, a big teacher. It's not all about that. It is about sequence and concept reinforcement so that students can get it. All right, guys. Let me get some emojis in our chat. Perfect. Understanding. That's what we're working on. We're not rushing anything. We're not running a competition for no teacher for the year. Well, me get the award already in 2020, not 2020. In COVID, I got that. Before COVID happened, I got that award from the Ministry of Education. So, like 75 persons entered in Region 5, and I came out first from Region 5. And I didn't even know that I was first because I gave them a different email from the one that I was viewing every day. And they were emailing me days on top of days that I had matriculated to the national round. So I came first in Region 5 and didn't even know. I was just focused on other stuff. And then they didn't stop until they get through to me. And I actually went into Kingston at the head office at National Hero Circle, where I went through another round, which was a national round, and I came out 5th nationally across the entire Jamaica. So first Region 5 and 5th place across Jamaica. So we get the award already. So I'm not here to prove that I'm any bad maths teacher. I don't have no time for that. May I pace myself and work with your speed and ensure so you guys get it. All right, but guess what now? So these problems on screen. All right, Pumpkin, thank you. Corinthian, thank you. Thanks for the basics. Nice. Janet, always up on the scene. But if you guys notice, this here says 1 step. If you notice these 4 problems on screen, says 1 step. I want to look right here, so we see the 1 step right here. So 1 step. All right. Now, if we jump across over here, so we're going to see 2 steps, which means we're no longer going to perform a single operation as we did on the previous page. So let me expand the size of these fonts here. I don't want to miss what I want, I want to get what I want. You understand? So we do it right through the year. So we do it summertime, school time, run the maths. just like that. But guys, let me say something. If you guys are on TikTok, guys, I literally do a TikTok live every single night. So if you're watching and you're on TikTok, I'm gonna write my TikTok handle right now. I go live every single night on TikTok at 7:45 p.m. We do a different topic every night. So by the end of the 6 days that I do the live, you literally learn 6 different topics. So I'm gonna write it on a screenshot my TikTok name. Whoever is on TikTok, that's where I do my CXE content. So TikTok, TikTok. TikTok. This is my name on TikTok. The Math Professor. Sorry, FESSOR. I wrote another F there. Math Professor. And beside that, you're gonna see CXC and CSEC. Yes. Guys, screenshot. That's my handle on TikTok. That's my main account where I do a TikTok live from Monday to Saturday. So we have our next one tonight again at 7:45. So that is gonna be at 7:45 p.m. So if you don't see me 7:45 by the latest 7:50, me dip on it. 7:50 p.m. So screenshot the name, the Math Professor, CXC, CSEC. You're gonna surprise the amount of maths you learn on that platform. All right, guys. So don't forget, screenshot the page, the Math Professor, CXC, CSEC. Every night we go live over there. Tons of mathematics. I literally do more than 10 questions every night on the same topic. So once you come on, if you don't get it with the first problem, you're gonna get it by the third or fourth problem. All right, guys, let me know how things are going. All right. Check out our answer for the comment. Hold fast and then them. Hold fast and them grab him. That's good. No, no. Okay. Mr. T, keep the same speed. Posted teacher soon follow you. Guys, but it's important. The TikTok is important now because we might make some changes to the math classes on Saturday. So TikTok where you can find me. So jump over there and make sure you no follow. All right. So we now announce now. Not yet. Well, it is what it is. We're wrapping up on the numbers of classes that we have remaining. So probably for the math sessions that are kept on a Saturday, those might no longer be held. Yeah, I'm just telling you that because I'm a teacher, so I must can tell them that. You understand? So on TikTok, that's where you guys can find me every single night for the math session. All right, guys. So for this number 5, if you notice, we have 2x plus 5 equals 17. So we're gonna move our 5 first. So you guys started already. That's great. So we're gonna move our 5. If it's a plus 5, we're gonna minus 5 from both sides like this. All right. So what's gonna happen now is these 5s will cancel, and we're now left with 2x equal 17 minus 5 gives us 12. So that's the first step, guys. So now you're gonna find out why it is called 2-step. So that was 1 step, and now we have to do a next step. So if you notice what this does, it combines 2 of the problems we did earlier. So now we have to divide by 2 on both sides. So what's gonna happen is these 2's will cancel. So we're gonna have x equal 12 divided by 2, that is 6. All right, guys, don't miss it. Perfect. All right. Shaniqua, I see you have the 12 divided by 2. That's perfect. All right. Pumpkin, I see you have it. That's great. Yeah, guys, that's how we know how volume turn up. On. That's how we know. Guys, don't forget the because the math classes will come to an end with a few more lessons. I understand. So probably by the next 2 lessons, I won't have me here again teaching you. So the math sessions might end. So find me on TikTok for more extensive and longer tutorials. My classes on TikTok each night sometimes run for 1 hour 45 minutes and even 2 hours. On TikTok, you learn a lot of math. So if you're a parent who is watching and your child is in high school, send them to the TikTok account. It is the Math Professor CSEC CXC. My own system, my own platform. So I do whatever I want to do over there. So and you can find me right there. So all right, guys. So now let's move to number 6. Guys, if you notice what I just did, I moved the number that was standing by itself first. Brooklyn, big up yourself. Yeah, man. Thompson, if you're on Instagram, this is my TikTok handle, the Math Professor. All right. And then you're going to see something like a dash like this, and then you'll see, I'm typing it in the chat, CSEC. So CXC. And then you're going to see CSEC. Boom. Guys, I typed it in the chat just now. That's my Instagram handle. Ensure that you guys are following. So let's jump on number 6. And if you come over there and follow and tell me, say, you're joining from Pdtv classes, I have a free setup past paper figure. Yeah. So let's jump on number 6. So let me see what you guys send me now. So 20 plus 4 equal 20. All right. So you start solve it already. All right. So that's fine. Okay. So Mr. Pumpkin start solve already. All right. Good. So we'll get this done now. So minus 4. So we add 4 to both sides like this. So what's going to happen now is these 4s will cancel. So guys, once you do the opposite of the same number, the number will disappear. So this is going to be 3x equal 24. The 20 plus 4 give us the 24. So that's the first step. And now we're going to divide both sides by 3 like this. And what happens here is these 3's will cancel. So now x is going to be equal to 24 divided by 3. That gives us 8. All right, so that's what's up. Perfect. All right, Corinthian, me see you. 3x equal 24. Yeah, man. So you guys solving along the way. All right. Yeah, man. Reach over there. I see you guys solving. Let me tell producer, say, may I go to 05 to do our next question. All right. All right, guys. How would we do number 7? Yeah, so like how we kind of 2 minutes late. If we start, we're going to just put in back the 2 minute or the 5 minute. All right, guys. So let's do number 7, and I'm going to let you guys do number 8 on your own. All right, so number 7, right. So we get the 8 already for number 6. All right, so let's now move on to number 7. So guys, remember, we always move the number that's standing by itself. So now in number 7, we have a plus 3. So now to move the 3, we have to do the opposite, which is minus 3. And that is done on both sides. Now, these 3's will cancel like this. And now this is going to be x over 5 equal 9 minus 3, that is 6. But we're not done yet because we are solving for our x. All right, guys, we're solving for x. But if you remember another one-step rule from the previous page, when we were dividing, we're going to perform the negative operation, which is multiply by 5 on both sides like this. So now this is going to be, so these 5's will cancel. So we're going to have x equals 6 times 5, 30. All right, guys, let me see some emojis in the chat right now. Perfect, 30, pumpkin 30, that's good. So these that are highlighted are all our values of x. These that are in green, these are our solutions right here. Yeah, guys, I'm just going to finish up number 8 since we go into number 5. Since we go into 205. All right, so on number 8, we have a plus 7. So we have a minus 7. So we're going to add 7 to both sides. Like this. Perfect. So now what's going to happen is these 7's will cancel. So we're going to have 4x equal 25 plus 7 gives us 32. All right. So our final step, perfect. So pumpkin, so we divide by 4. That's 100% true. So we divide both sides by 4 like this. And then these 4's will cancel. So x is equal to, let me see if you guys sending the answers yet. Yeah, man, I see the 8 equal to 8. You understand? 2, 8, 16. 16 times 2, 32. So this is our solution. All right, guys, 205 in the I. Guys, remember, head over to TikTok, follow my page. So this is, I'm going to type it in the chat again. That is TikTok, and the name is the Math Professor. You can find me there, guys. So once you can't find me again, on Pdtv Maths channel, over the so now go find me. All right, so CXC, CSEC. Bless up on yourself. I just type my handle in the chat for TikTok. So if you're on TikTok, send me a message over there, so, and I'll get you guys on a solid math program. And also from TikTok, you guys can join my free WhatsApp mathematics community where we share daily math strategies and question and just vibe in a mathematically filled environment. All right, guys, so we're heading out now. Have a great day. See you guys next Saturday.